Hello everybody, how's everybody doing? I hope everybody's having a great day. My name is Gennady, I live in Russia. I work on the development of language learning software, including Russian as a second language. Since you are watching this video, I suggest you have difficulties in learning Russian. My suggestion is based on the observation that the task of self-learning Russian using step-by-step technique is almost unreal. A typical course of Russian consists of numerous lessons. When I get to the fifth lesson, I would hardly remember the first lesson. If I return back to the first lesson, you can lose in your memory the fifth lesson and so on. A lot of people have come to a deadlock learning a foreign language in this way. I was in the same deadlock many years ago when I tried to learn English via courses. My English was miserable after learning the language for many years. I asked for some advice from a very wise person and he said that I need to communicate with English speakers, but I had no opportunity to visit England on regular basis. Then he said, memorize English songs, for example, the songs of the Beatles. I've heard the Beatles songs hundreds of times before, but following this advice, I put all my efforts to immerse into songs' lyrics. I realized that I did not really understand those songs as almost everybody around me. Working on the lyrics, I unexpectedly noticed that English words begin little by little come to my mind. This was my breakthrough into English. From those days I began to understand English without translation. I began to perceive meaning of spoken words, feel myself at ease in reading books, watching TV shows. And I have to point out one amazing thing. I began to remember those grammar rules which I was not able to memorize. I had vivid examples from those grammar rules, and that helped me greatly. To build a high-rise building, you need a solid foundation. To learn a foreign language, you need a memorized core of this language or a good vocabulary, which we can keep it in mind. Those songs have created a solid foundation for my English. From then on, I was able to develop my knowledge in English. Years later, when I became a developer of computer software, I recalled this fact. I seriously meditated on this fact and concluded that song is not an entertainment but means of coding information. To memorize words, you need to put those words into specially arranged structures. That is, you need to use a way of coding numerous words or arranging those words for the purpose of memorization, or packing all those words for the purpose of memorization. The best way of coding for humans is a well-known concept of a song. Ancient people who had no written language used songs to hand over their knowledge to their successors. The better way of memorization is currently not known. The song as means of coding or memorizing information has the following 5 properties: a visible text structure, melody, a rhythm, rhyme, and a story. All these 5 properties work together in order to retain in our memory song text. For a long time, I was enthralled with the idea of developing the software application, which is the simulator of foreign language environment. And today, with the help of my friends, I want to present you the Voice to Russian software. I dreamed about this software long ago, since I had been reading the handwritten translations and listened to the cassette recorder instead of running the software. I want to point out that the Voice to Russian is not a course of Russian. This is the software which simulates foreign language environment due to numerous features and the method called the linguistic teaching decomposition. The software can help you to memorize and really understand Russian songs, which will become a real booster for acceleration in your learning of Russian. Even learning and memorizing of 5 or 7 songs can help you greatly in your study of Russian. The software can be considered as a computer program for words memorization, but I mean not the memorization of a specific word, but the wholesale memorization of the 21st century. Thus, Learn and memorize Russian songs using the Wise Songs to Russian software to accelerate the language learning. Memorize Russian words on a wholesale scale, which is much easier and more effective than word-by-word memorization. Well, see you later and good luck.